radio for the masses.
Headline edition, July 8, 1947. The Army Air Forces has announced that a flying disc has been found and is now in the possession of the Army.
If the game is rigged, change the game. Game changer.
I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world.
This is Fade to Black with your host, Jimmy Church, on the Game Changer Radio Network.
I need your help to get to the year 1985.
You're listening to Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Network.
Good evening. Fade to Black. Bespoke radio for the masses. Yeah, man. How you doing? Today's Thursday, November 8th, 2022, AMA. I would like to welcome everybody listening from all around the world, all across the United States. Hither and thither, to and fro, back and forth, up and down, east and west, north and south, far and near. This is Fade to Black for KJCR and the Game Changer Network. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. What is cracking, everybody? How you doing? How you doing? All right. Tonight, we have a very special guest. Me. That's right. Why? Because it's our Fade to Black AMA tonight. Try to do these once a month. Squeeze this one in. Tomorrow night is a fader night, not Thursday, because Thursday we have Linda Moulton Howe. Yes. Linda is going to be with us on Thursday night. So there you go. Fader nights tomorrow night. And so, just keep you on your toes. And, that's what we're doing here, keeping you on your toes and making sure that you're not asleep at the wheel. That's the main thing. All right. I've passed the danger zone of my cold, out of my chest. Chest is gone. It's all good. Still a little nasally, but I can honestly say I feel so much better. So there you go. I slept all day today. All day. Just, you know what I did? I turned on The Prisoner TV series, Patrick McGowan, and quite possibly the greatest TV series ever made. And I just turned that on, episode 1. Boom! Out. I am not a number. I am a free man. Over and over again. Such a great series. When I was a kid, tonight's our AMA. Just let me say a couple of things. You can post your questions in Twitter, hashtag F2BQ. Try to, or hashtag F2, an F2B or F2BQ. And I see in the post here that there are some questions already inside of the post, but you can just post them in the sandbox. Just do it all caps so I can see it. There is a lot of action there, and I'm just scrolling through, and I can see that there's a lot of questions posted. I'll figure it out. Don't worry about it. Caps, no caps. Don't listen to me. If you want to help me out, do all caps. I'm wearing glasses. All right, help an old man out, man. Just put it in all caps so I know what to look for. Like Nancy G. See, that's courteous. Nancy G. Right there, all caps. And there you go. All right. When I was a kid, so we moved to Panama, and my dad and I, and it was the craziest thing. No TV, right? No TV. We had one channel, the Armed Forces Network, AFN, right? And a couple of GIs doing the news. I think it turned on, if my memory is right, I think it turned on like at 4:00 in the afternoon. There was nothing on during the day. And then was off at 10:00 at night. So you had like 6 hours of TV, one channel. And but here's the thing. I didn't watch TV the entire time I was there, except one summer, they showed The Prisoner, the TV series. I couldn't believe I had never heard of The Prisoner, and I never watched TV, and I think they played it. They may limited programming, but they might have played it twice. The series, like they ended it and started it again because they had nothing else to play. But that was my introduction to The Prisoner. And I was probably 14 at the time, maybe 15. And it changed me. It fundamentally changed me. And so now since then, I own the DVDs, I own the documentaries. I can stream it now. I even own it on streaming too as well. So I have like every media version of The Prisoner. Back in the day, I got it on videotape. I bought the set at the KCET Knowledge Store, the Brain Store, whatever they call that place at the mall, the public television store. I bought The Prisoner there, the set, three videotapes, and it was like, I'm not kidding, it was $199. But I bought it. Okay, so anyway, why did I? Oh yeah, because I binged it today and slept through it. It was great. It was awesome. I've seen it so much that I'm sleeping and listening to it. I know exactly what's going on in every single scene. All right, coming up, I'll be at the Conscious Life Expo. I think we sold out the luncheon that I'm going to be hosting, and I got a post today that they may move it now to a bigger room and increase that to 100 instead of 50 seats. So I'm giving you the heads up on that. I don't know if they've done that yet. I just got the text today. So Conscious Life Expo, consciouslifeexpo.com. The links are below. And then I will be hosting and emceeing the Parapod Festival at the Hyatt Regency on April 1st, 2023, right here in Valencia, California. It's a live one-day podcast award, film awards, film festival, media event, and you could submit your stuff for consideration right now at parapodfilmfest.com. The links are below. All right. And I've also got it throughout social media. Yesterday, the TV series did its premiere. It's called Into the Vortex with Jimmy Church. And if you haven't checked it out yet, the links are below. And go, please. I think every Monday is a new episode. Okay, so the first episode is up, and I think it's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. So please go and check it out. I'm hoping that, because we're going to get into a season 2, and I just want people to talk about this show, about what they learned on it, and the sharing of knowledge. All I'm trying to do is, find the answers to the big questions, and I'll ask the big questions. I'm trying to get those answers, and I'm not playing around with this show. All right. I'm not playing around. So go and check it out. The links are below. River Moon Coffee, April 7th through the 14th, 2023, I'll be hosting and presenting on the Hidden Secrets Seminar at Sea Cruise. And Scott Walter, our guest from last night, great show, by the way, last night with Scott. Scott's going to be there. Adam Apollo's going to be there. Nick Pope, Brad Olson. Links for that. You want to go on a cruise with me. Links for that are below. Follow me on Twitter at JChurchRadio. In the sandbox, post your questions tonight for the AMA. You can do that in hashtag F2B or hashtag F2BQ. All right. Now, if you're going to post in the chat room, which is fine, please, all caps. All caps. All right. Okay. All right. Let's see. What's going on today? There was something going on. I can't remember. Something going on Tuesday, November 8th. Yeah, I don't know. I slept through the day. It seems like there was something going on today. Oh, well. All right. It's an AMA. That's all I know. Breaking news. Wing, a company from Google's parent organization, Alphabet, is integrating its drone deliveries into another service for the first time, with some DoorDash users getting the ability to order grocery essentials and snacks to be dropped from the sky. The companies are launching a pilot program, get it, where users in certain Australian neighborhoods will be able to have some DoorDash orders delivered not by a person driving a car, no, not riding a bike, nope, by drone. The test, which is launching this week, will be available to a small number of households in select suburbs of Logan, a town near Brisbane, Queensland, and there are plans to roll it out to more people over the next few months. There you go. I've never done DoorDash. I've heard the name and stuff, but no, I've never ordered groceries. What's the other one where you can order from restaurants? Whatever that's called. I've never done that. I was at a salad place. I think it's called Chopped. And I'm there, here in town, and ordering a salad. And a guy comes in from that company that does the delivery, whatever that company is called, and he's picking up stuff. And I'm standing there at the counter, and so, hey man, I know your voice. I said, okay, all right. Oh man, really? I said, yes. And so we started talking, and I said, man, how do you do with that? He goes, man, I actually do pretty good. I said, really? He goes, yeah, man, it's the tips are good and everything's good. And I said, you know what? Here's a tip right here. Boom. And but he said he did really well. And he also told me, he said something like he delivers for 3 different companies all day. I mean, he's just sitting there, just bam, 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 bam. But he said he does pretty good with it. So there you go. All right. Remember the lunar rover? Remember that with Apollo? Well, the search for the next generation lunar rover for the upcoming Artemis moon missions has begun. While the previous Apollo lunar vehicles were designed for the relatively balmy climate of the moon's equatorial region, NASA's Artemis missions are planned for the lunar South Pole, where conditions are expected to be pretty harsh. NASA has begun the contracting process to have private industry build the next moon rover, officially known as the Lunar Terrain Vehicle, the LTV. The new draft request for proposals has been published for industry to review and comment on before providing a formal proposal to build the LTV. There you go. All right. Submit your designs now. Go to NASA. Is it org? I don't know. I don't think it's .gov. Can't be. It's got to be org. NASA.com. Let's get this show cracking. On this day in history, big day, 1895, German physicist Wilhelm Röntgen accidentally discovers X-rays. That's right. They had electricity, so he's goofing around, and he was messing with a cathode ray tube and was seeing how it would pass through glass, and maybe even thinking about TVs, right? Okay, so anyway, so he's messing around with that. But on the other side of his laboratory, he had some film that was exposed by this cathode ray tube. And that's how X-rays were discovered. Yep, wasn't looking for it. Snuck up on him. Fader fact. Elliot Tanner. This is a fader fact. This is brand new, too. Elliot Tanner graduated from the University of Minnesota with a bachelor's degree in physics earlier this year in 2022. He's now in a PhD program. That's right. He's 13 years old. And that is your fader fact. What have you done lately? What have I done? Elliot Tanner, 13 years old. Man, when I was 13 years old, 13, I thought it was a big deal that I got like precision bearings on my skateboard and got rid of the loose bearings and with urethane wheels. And I thought I was downtown. My man is about to become a college professor of physics at the age of 13. That's pretty incredible. Yeah, there you go. All right, tonight, very special guest. It is me. How you doing? And I know what you're saying. You know why? Well, tonight's our AMA. So post your questions. You can do it in the chat room over on YouTube. You can post on Twitter in hashtag F2B or hashtag F2BQ. And then over on our radio page, let's see here. I haven't even gone over here yet. Sorry about that, folks. Okay, let me go over to the radio page, and I'll have the radio page up and running. Okay, so if you go to Jimmy Church Radio, the radio page on Facebook, you can post there. Let's see. Yes. Okay. All right. Everybody's here. Okay. All right. Yeah, this is cool. All right. All right. Yeah, this is good. This is good. Do aliens play a guitar? Yeah, maybe. I think so. I think that's possible. Okay, where am I at? Tonight's our AMA. Tomorrow night's Fader night because Thursday, Linda Moulton Howe is here. rivermooncoffee.com. No, rivermoonwellness.com. Fade to Black blend. Yeah. All right. Best coffee in the world. Go Backley Tappy. It's been raining for about 24 hours here. I mean, and today, bad. I mean, wind, rain, gnarliness, and I don't know if you can hear it, but I can. Absolutely nuts. Absolutely nuts. Raining all day. A good day to get over a cold and fall asleep. So that's what's happening here. You may hear some lightning and some thunder tonight during the show. Hopefully, everything's going to stay stable. But if you know what I mean. So there you go. All right. Let's see if we can get straight to it tonight. I was talking about The Prisoner, and there was another TV series that I wanted to. Oh, White Lotus. My guy, are you guys watching White Lotus season 2? I've been a big fan of Jennifer Coolidge since the early Best in Show. For your consideration, What was the one with the singers? Man, that was such a good show too, as well. Good movie. Jennifer Coolidge is the best, and they brought her back for season 2, and but man, oh, I didn't think season 1 could be topped. It was really that well written, but yeah, White Lotus. I'm blown away. Peripheral's really good too, as well. I wish we could just binge the whole thing. I did finally finish the Lord of the Rings new series, before The Hobbit, and it ended. I was kind of upset about that. It ended without a battle, so I guess that's going to be in the next season. A nice setup. I never finished whatever that other show was, the Game of Thrones spinoff. No, I never did it. I never, and I don't think I will either. Okay, so let's bang this out, and let's see where we are at on questions. Let's see. Let me go over here. Now let's go over here. And let's see. This is from Chris. I missed why you went back to ending the show with Go Beckley Teppy. Because I can. And commercials and and things. I just I just did it because the original we stopped doing it because of what was going on with the Armenia got in a little border skirmish with another country, and Turkey got involved, and it so I guess it was supposed to be the right thing to do, not to publicize Turkey. It's political. I probably should have never stopped saying it, but I did. But now it's back, and I miss it, man. Go Beckley Teppy. Yeah, I did that at Coast too. Nobody knew, so that's it. I just decided to go back and do it. Okay, let's see what else. The question about the Vortex, but it's not in all caps, so I'm not going to read it. So there you go. Remember, all caps. Let's go to Nancy G. Nancy G, before the break, I'll squeeze this one in. Jimmy, when you were in Egypt, what kind of music did you mostly hear? And what kind of musics do Egyptians listen to? That's a great question. There is now. It's kind of twofold because I didn't ride in any taxis, but we had a lot of vans and private buses that were playing local, and it was just, it just sounded like Middle Eastern pop. I guess that's the best way to put it. And it was okay. It was cool. But when that's if that particular driver was on a station like that. They're on another station. It was just straight up American pop. Beyonce, whatever. Selena Gomez. Have you guys seen that new documentary of hers? Whew. Yeah. But anyway, so it was just like pop. Just like what you would hear on any big what do they call those big radio stations? They always have the big 105, whatever. But yeah, so that was it. I didn't listen to a whole lot of it. We did have on my birthday on the boat, they brought in a belly dancer with an Egyptian band, and it was pretty cool. Keyboard player, percussionist, and the guy in the middle, Was he playing a guitar? Man, I can't remember. It's percussion for sure. Keyboards. Guy in the middle was playing something. But they were amazing. They were amazing. Just traditional Middle Eastern stuff. And they were happening. And then when we were over at the Bent Pyramid, I got a video of this. I have to upload it. I haven't uploaded it. They had a band greet us. So, the buses pull up. We had 2 buses. And we come down the steps, and they had this smoking band playing for us. And I went right up, man. All of us, gathered in the circle, but you know me, I went right in the middle of these guys, and it was awesome. It was totally cool. It was totally cool. All right. Let's see. This is from Claudia. Okay, so now it's in all caps. Tim said that Templars currently have how many? What? How many arcs? How many more? I'm asking to see if you watched that whole episode. No, I didn't watch the whole episode, but I know the answer to that question because I did the taping. Are you quizzing me? Please. I can tell you right now. Tim said, I haven't seen the episode. I'm assuming that would be in there. Well, it must be since you asked the question. Tim said that they had 6. I think that's what he said, 6. And he said that there was 10 in the world. They're looking for 4 more, and that he has seen 1 in person. I think that's what he said, something like that. Let's see. I don't have time to get one more question in before the break. So let's take our break right here. This is Fade to Black. I am your host, Jimmy Church. Tonight, it's our AMA. Ask me anything. It's all simple to do. Post. YouTube. Post. Twitter. Hashtag F2B or hashtag F2BQ. You can also post questions on Facebook on the radio page. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. I'll be right back after this short break. Stay with us.
This is Nicole Church, daughter of you-know-who, and you're listening to Fade to Black on JimmyChurchRadio.com and the Game Changer Network.
You're listening to Jimmy Church and Fade to Black on the X.
You're listening to Jimmy Church, Fade to Black.
Fade to Black will now pause for alien identification.
The station that talks the net.
When you take the beans from Central America with dashes of Indonesian and African mixed in and then roast it to the dark side of Fade to Black, you create the ultimate brew of fringe. Introducing the Fade to Black blend from River Moon Coffee. Yes, River Moon's darkest customized roast was created for the love of Fade to Black. The alchemy of masterful roasting and smoking the beans is in every sip of this full-bodied, dark Java. I need my coffee dark, deep, with distinct bittersweet chocolate highlights, just like the bunker. Leaning further into the darkness of the roast is Fade to Black blend from River Moon Coffee. Just click on the banner at JimmyChurchRadio.com and use the promo code F2BBLEND for 15% off of your order today.
This is the only way forward.
This is Fade to Black. Make contact.
This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black, and you can get our podcast for just $2 per month. All you have to do is click on the podcast banner over at JimmyChurchRadio.com. I'll be the host and MC once again this year for the 2023 Conscious Life Expo, February 10th through the 13th at the LAX Hilton in Los Angeles, California. This is a 4-day live event featuring hundreds of speakers, exhibitors, and not-to-miss special events. Check this out. Linda Moulton Howe, Bashar, Deborah King, Daniel Sheehan, George Norrie, David Wolf, Sean Stone, Danny Brinkley, Susan Slaughter, the Leo King, David Palmer, Scott Walter, and another 200 inspirational speakers. Special events include a disclosure lunch with me, Expo's Got Talent, hosted by me, a seance with Susan Slaughter, the George Norrie Forum, and the Leo King is going to DJ at a dance party. Over 200 exhibitors, over 200 speakers. It's the biggest event of the year. Tickets are on sale now at ConsciousLifeExpo.com. For everything you need, info, tickets, schedule, and speakers, please visit ConsciousLifeExpo.com. Go back, Lee Tappy.
Do you have an interest in the paranormal? Then you'll love the UnXNetwork.com. The X is your streaming audio and video for everything supernatural, strange, and mysterious, like UFOs, Bigfoot, ghosts, and so much more. From hosts like Jimmy Church, Whitley Strieber, Micah Hanks, and Christina Gomez. Visit the UnXNetwork.com show page for a complete list of all the paranormal programs you'll find on the X. Be sure to follow us on Twitter for updates at KUNXDB. Follow our Facebook group, UnX Network. Find the podcast on Spotify, iHeart, Audible, and Apple Podcast. It's time. It's new. It's the X.
9 out of 10 geneticists agree.
Fade to Black is not your father's radio show on the Game Changer Radio Network.
Hi, this is Rob Reiner from Anvil, and you're listening to JimmyChurchRadio.com.
What's up? I'm Chris. What up? This is Kyle Manson. You're listening to Jimmy Church
All right, welcome back. Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church, on the Game Changer Network. Tonight is our AMA. It's cold. It's rainy. Wearing a sweatshirt. I'm getting over a cold. I think I'm over the cold, by the way, and I actually feel great. I slept all day. I haven't done that in a long time. Just straight out. No NyQuil or anything either. That's when you know your body's going, man. So anyway, tonight's our AMA. Post your questions in the YouTube chat. You can also, let's see here. Let's see. Okay, that's a good question. That's a good question right there. And I'm just highlighting so I can go back later. And House of Dragon. What? No dragon thing? No, I didn't watch it. I did not watch it. I it seemed for me. Okay, so Wiley, you've asked the same question 5 times. But I think I know what you're getting at. Let's see here. Okay, so that's enough. Okay, so let me go back. Okay. House of Dragons. So, okay, I can't remember going back to Game of Thrones and what everybody's names were and stuff. But, the Queen of the Dragons, blonde, she such a significant role. She was great, by the way. But so, House of Dragons shows up and it's whatever. It's 1,000 years before, 2,000 years before, whatever. And the central character, and it's and blonde and a little girl. I was like, man, it just lost me. I mean, isn't that a little weak? Isn't that a little weak on the writing? I mean, is that really the best that you can do? It lost me right there. It didn't track. It didn't track for me. And there you go. I don't hear anybody talking about it. So
Yeah. Just lost me. All right. HH says, Jimmy, did you ever get your BC Rich? No, I did not. And BC Rich, I forgot about that guitar. COVID hit and things, but you've just reminded me I should reach back out and go, hey, they offered it to me. I wasn't seeking that out. But Neil Moser jumped in too and said, hey, send me the guitar and I'll do the same. He works for, BC Rich, does all their setup on the custom guitars. And I thought, yeah, okay, we're good. I got the balls rolling on that, but that was 2 years ago. So never got it. Let's see. How many more questions, HH, are you going to put in here? You never finished your Stephen Hawking story. Why did he think you were a cop? Okay, what HH is talking about here. This was a pretty crazy experience, actually. I'm going to say around 2008. I go to Burbank Airport to pick somebody up, right? And I walk in. Burbank Airport's got 2 terminals. It's tiny airport, like one runway, maybe it's tiny. And so they have the Southwest terminal and they have the United terminal. The United terminal is smaller than, that's it. You just walk in, there's one baggage claim rotunda, that's it. And one room, and it's small. So I walk in and it's empty except for this dude in a wheelchair in the middle of the room with like 8 or 10 suitcases all open on the floor. And they were silver, like white, matching. And I thought that was weird. And there was a lady who comes running up and she goes, oh, thank God you're here. She had blonde hair. I go, what's going on? She goes, can you wait here with him? I'll be right back. What? She goes, somebody opened our luggage. Okay. And I turn and look, and it's Stephen Hawking. I was like, oh, what? And she disappears. And she leaves me with Stephen Hawking. And there he is. And the wheelchair, the computer thing, and he's doing his Stephen Hawking thing. And I'm like, good to meet you, or something. And I look down at his screen and he types. I don't even know how he did it because he's not moving. I don't know. I should look into that. Anyway, it says, are you a cop? I go, no, I'm not a cop. Just a dude. And it was pretty bizarre. So I took a selfie, took a couple of pictures. What's he going to do? Say no? And yeah, somewhere, I've got a collection of old cell phones. Somewhere I've got like the lowest resolution 2008 cell phone camera selfie. I took like 4 pictures. True story, man. True story. And then, so I was there and I was waiting for somebody, and then 2 minivans pulled up, and that's it. They loaded up the luggage and loaded up Stephen and split. Yeah. It was bizarre. So anyway, that's the Stephen King story. I think he thought that I was a cop because of the way she said, oh, thank God you're here. Or she said something like that. And I looked like a Fed, especially back then, 15 years ago. So there you go. All right. Hey, Jimmy. This is from Wiley. 1 of 5 questions about out of body. What are your thoughts on out of body? Out of body what? Out of body what? Well, there's 5 more questions here, so we'll see if Wiley Kiley cleans that up and We'll find out what Wiley's getting at. Let's see. Wiley, what? No dragon thing? Let's see. Jordan Maxwell. It's not a question, but it's in all caps. I miss Jordan. Philip Blair. Jimmy, wildest lucid dream. All right. Now, see, here's the thing when it comes to these types of questions. What is a lucid dream? You know, I think everybody's got their own little definition on this. You know, what constitutes a lucid dream. So let's look up lucid dream definition. A lucid dream definition. A lucid dream is a type of dream in which the dreamer becomes aware that they are dreaming while dreaming. During a lucid dream, the dreamer may gain some amount of control over the dream, characters, narrative, or environment. However, this is not actually necessary for a dream to be described as a lucid dream. Okay, that's even more interesting. So now I have to think about this. Here's another thing about dreams. I don't think most people, including myself, want to hear about your dreams. Dreams are personal, right? And when somebody goes, man, I had this crazy dream last night. Let me tell you about it. I'm like, oh, God. All right. And I think most people do that too. They check out. Dreams are personal. And I can tell you that all of us think the same thing in the morning if you remember your dream. That would make a great movie. That would be the best movie ever made. That dream last night would have been the biggest. I got to do a screenplay. It was and you go and you try to describe the dream to somebody and you're hoping they're going to go, dude, you need to call Spielberg because that should be a movie. Everybody thinks that about your own dreams, but not everybody's as interested in that dream as you are. Nobody is. So, and that's why me going into some of these crazy dreams, for me, they were unbelievable. They were great. But to me, one of the craziest dreams that I had, and it would fall into the definition of lucid, was when I dreamed that I woke up as a robot. Yeah. And that I looked down, like I opened up my eyes, right? And I'm looking around and I'm just looking at my situation. And then I look at my hands, I got like robot hands. And I was like, what? And I walk out and I was in a robot. I was in an android body. And I remember I wrote that dream down. I talked about it on the air in pretty great detail. And I can't remember the details now. Maybe some of you may remember it. But it was amazing. And I had said then, this would make a good movie. No, it wouldn't. Nobody would care. But it was pretty bizarre. Very vivid. And I was like, I almost want to say C-3PO-ish, like those kind of hands. I don't think they were gold, but definitely like C-3PO, body and walking. Yeah, it was pretty crazy. All right. Let's see. This is from Wiley again. What do you think of out or body? What do you think of out of body travel? I haven't done it. I don't think. Jason Quitt, he's written a great book about it, talks about it a lot. And those are his experiences. I don't know if I have done that. Yeah, I might have done it at like a Foreigner concert in 1980, Double Vision tour. Yeah, I think I had an out-of-body experience. Blue Oyster Cult, Buck Dharma, playing the guitar solo with the laser, went in my eyes. Yeah, out of body. Yeah, I don't know if I've done one intentionally. Drug assisted? Not officially. Not that I can remember. I would love to be able to go, yeah, I did, man. I had this thing and I time tried. I went to this other thing and no, not really. Not really. No, I had that experience in the medicine wheel. But that, I'm not even sure what that was. It was very similar to what happened to me over in Egypt, but that wasn't out of body, though. It wasn't like I was, flying and looking down at the ground or went to another country or went back in time or forward in time. Nah, no. All right, let's see here. Let's look at the clock. John aside, I miss Jim Mars. Never got to meet him. What's a favorite Jim Mars memory? Man, I got a million. Jim Mars was amazing. And very early on, him and I became friends. And it was just one of those things, when you meet somebody and you are able to communicate and you know it out of the gate. You're like, man, I can talk to, and Jim and I did that. And I remember it was Jim, Linda Moulton Howe, and myself, the three of us. We were out by ourselves underneath this tree at night and talking. And in the way that this conversation, we were talking about UFOs, we were talking about health, we were talking about a few different things, and anyway, but Jim and I were just bah, 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 bah. And it was like from that moment on, we were always able to just talk, and we ended up having the most amazing conversations on the phone. And now you have the conspiracy side. Okay, so here's the thing. I'm at a conference, and I walk in, and there's a panel. Jim's on the panel. Linda Moulton Howe's on the panel. I remember that. And I was sitting down in front, and Jim Mars says, he goes, well, blah, 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 but there's things that are going on right now, like Jimmy Church and Fade to Black, and now he's over on Coast to Coast, and that's that man right there, right? I was like, Jim, what? Right on. I got the Jim Mars endorsement in front of everybody, but that was, and Jim and I just hit it off out of the gate. So one of my favorite Jim Mars stories is we are at the end of a conference, and one of the Fadernauts, old school Fadernaut, this is many, many years ago, wanted some autographs by Jim Mars in some books. And so, and he calls me, and it was like the last day of the conference. And he goes, what are you doing? I said, man, we're leaving. And he goes, well, why don't you come over and let's have some coffee in my room. I said, okay. So I turned the car around and I go, oh, you know what, Jim, you just reminded me. I need some autographs. And he goes, okay. Yeah, for some books. He goes, I got books here. I said, cool. So we turn around, and the guy that wanted the autographs, he's walking. And I said, dude, Jim Mars right now, get in the car. So he jumps in the car, and we drive down to Jim's bungalow. We pull up, we go in, and Jim autographed the books for him and took pictures like that. And we hung out for a good hour, drank coffee, told some stories. But that was Jim Mars. you know, and this particular Fadernaut, who I haven't seen probably in 5 years, but this was a special, special moment. And Jim didn't know anything about it. I didn't even know that I was going to pass this person. You know, this person was walking up the road, and it was just the strangest thing. I was going to get the books autographed for him, and I was able to grab them, put them in the car. And Jim was like, cool, man, let's go. Let's take some pictures. It was amazing. And that was Jim Mars. One last thing about Jim is he in private conversations, it's never conspiracy stuff. He was very concerned about the planet and about the United States and divisiveness and fighting. He didn't dig it. He did not. And he had been a writer and a journalist for such a long time. It was just a very aware guy, and he was compassionate, man. He was compassionate about this country and about the world and the earth. Yeah, that was very special to him. All right, next question. This is from JB. Did you ever get to meet Colonel Parker, Elvis's manager? Sort of. No. I mean, not officially. I went to a party at his house in Beverly Hills, a Halloween party. And from what I remember, because I did have an out-of-body experience at this party, I can tell you this. Red Hot Chili Peppers played on the tennis court, buck naked. That part of good. So I'm down on the tennis court, and I was like, Jane's Addiction played too, and Red Hot Chili Peppers. And so I'm down on the tennis court, and here come the Red Hot Chili Peppers, man. They're walking down from the house. Flea's got his bass, and there's everyone's chat, and they're naked. Halloween night, man. I was like, oh my God. And walked and played buck naked. Yeah. So anyway, we get there, and we're mingling, and we're on the front yard. It's not like I'm Beverly Glen or something in Beverly Hills. Nice house. And somebody said, that's Colonel Tom Parker. And he was dressed up as Muammar Gaddafi. And he had a white general suit on, with epithets or whatever you call those things on your shoulder, and the hat and the thing and the glasses. And that's what I was told. So there you go. I walked past him. So there you go. That's the closest I ever got. Let's see here. It's a great question, though. All right. How much time do I have to answer this one? It's from Tony. Tony says, what do you think of dark matter being the consciousness of everything? It's a possibility. It's a possibility. I talk about this a lot, dark matter and dark energy. It's like this. We know that the matter that we can touch and see makes up, and they throw these numbers around. It's 5% of the universe. It's 10% of the universe, right? And then the other 90%, 80% is dark matter. And not antimatter, but dark matter. And I have issues with that because it's like a blanket answer, right? It's just like covers everything. So if we take dark matter out of this question, and I would say that in the vacuum of space, I think that everything is connected. I just feel that. Okay, so is it possible? Look, we have our consciousness as individuals, right? And then you have dogs and cats, right? They have consciousness. Of course they do. Sentient beings, right? So we have that. But then does Earth, Mother Gaia, right? does Earth have its own consciousness? Made up of everything. Is that? And then let's go out a step further. Our solar system. Right? Does it have its own thing going on? What if we go out beyond that? And the Milky Way, right? Where everything just goes out and connects and connects and continues and connects. I think that's possible. And I keep going back, and onward to the universe. I keep going back to that last chapter in Brian Greene's new book, where he addresses this, 100 trillion years in the future, whatever, how many hundreds of trillions, thousands of trillions of years in the future, where everything is burnt up and gone and matter has disintegrated and come apart, and that's it, right? There's nothing left anywhere but thought. And that's what he says, that the last thing that's going to be out there is thought, thinking. Now, is he referring to consciousness? Yeah. It's just a very interesting point. And I've always felt that way. And to see Brian Greene very elegantly put it into words. He doesn't want to say consciousness. He doesn't want to do that. He's got his fans. He's got his atheist buddies and the deterministic people that he runs around with. So he can't say that. He's not going to say consciousness. But that's what he was saying. And I'm glad that he put it there, because it forces others, the fans of Brian Greene that are going to read all of his books, and they're going to go. They're going to get to that last chapter and go, is Brian talking about consciousness? If he, I guess it's okay to talk about consciousness then, if he's going to put this in here. And there you go. I always thought that Brian had a more open mind than the rest of the doofus physicists that are out there. Sean Carroll, those Neil deGrasse, those kinds of rock star physicists. I always thought that Brian had more of an open mind. So there you go. All right. Let's take our break. This is Fade to Black. I am your host, Jimmy Church. Tonight is our Fade to Black AMA. Post your questions in the live chat. Post your questions in Twitter. Hashtag F2B or hashtag F2BQ. I'll try to get to all of them tonight. It's Fade to Black AMA. I'll be right back.
This is Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Radio Network.
Your 1 million gigawatt paranormal powerhouse, KUNX-DB, VX.
I'll be the host and MC once again this year for the 2023 Conscious Life Expo, February 10th through the 13th at the LAX Hilton in Los Angeles, California. This is a 4-day live event featuring hundreds of speakers, exhibitors, and not-to-miss special events. Check this out. Linda Moulton Howe, Bashar, Deborah King, Daniel Sheehan, George Norrie, David Wolf, Sean Stone, Danny Brinkley, Susan Slaughter, the Leo King, David Palmer, Scott Walter, and another 200 inspirational speakers. Special events include a disclosure lunch with me, Expo's Got Talent, hosted by me, a seance with Susan Slaughter, the George Norrie Forum, and the Leo King is going to DJ at a dance party. Over 200 exhibitors, over 200 speakers. It's the biggest event of the year. Tickets are on sale now at ConsciousLifeExpo.com. For everything you need, info, tickets, schedule, and speakers, please visit ConsciousLifeExpo.com. Go back, Lee Tappy.
This is Billy Carson, founder and CEO of ForbiddenKnowledge.tv. ForbiddenKnowledge.tv is the fastest growing and one of the most watched networks in the world. And I would like to personally invite you to check out our expanding library of TV, film, lectures, and special presentations. ForbiddenKnowledge.tv has over 6,000 videos covering lost history, health, UFOs, spirituality, and our future. We are committed to our community, and with my personal invitation, you can right now get your own free 30-day membership at ForbiddenKnowledge.tv. Your own library of information starts today at ForbiddenKnowledge.tv.
Because you never got that pony you always wanted. Damn it. Jimmy Church and Fade to Black on the Game Changer Network.
Listen, I know, and you know, that you've always wanted your first crystal skull. Or maybe you're a collector just like me, but you just don't know where to go to find the real thing. Then I met Carolyn Ford over at EinsteinTheCrystalSkull.com. Carolyn is the guardian of Einstein, one of the most respected ancient crystal skulls in the world. All of her unique skulls have been imprinted sitting with Einstein in his sacred lodge and are carved from the finest gemstone and materials. Imprinting is the process of receiving the ancient wisdom from the master skull or master computer, Einstein the Ancient Crystal Skull. To see Carolyn's current collection of crystal skulls, just visit her store at EinsteinTheCrystalSkull.com or click on the banner over on our site. Don't forget to use the promo code Jimmy at checkout to receive 10% off of your order today. That's promo code Jimmy. Finding your first or next crystal skull is easy. Just visit EinsteinTheCrystalSkull.com.
Hello, I'm Katie, and you're listening to my main man, Jimmy Church, on JimmyChurchRadio.com.
Ray Hobbs here, repping the X, and you're locked on to Fade to Black with my homie Jimmy Church. Powered by the Fader Dots and the UnXNetwork.com.
This is Toby Kebbell. You're listening to JimmyChurchRadio.com. Don't hurt me, Jimmy. I'm only little.
Hey, I'm Adrian Grenier, and this is Ari Gold. We're the Honey Brothers. We're of the Honey Brothers. Hey, I'm Adrian Grenier, and I'm Ari Gold. We're the Honey Brothers, and you're listening to Jimmy Church. The Revolution.
This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black, and you can become an official Fadernaut by just going to our membership section at JimmyChurchRadio.com.
Hello, this is Serena Wright Taylor from Conscious Life Expo, and you're listening to Fade to Black with Jimmy Church, who holds the Lucky Pony record for the best astrological chart since 1963. True story.
This is Micah Hanks of the Gralien Report, and you're listening to Jimmy Church on Fade to Black.
Welcome back, Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Tonight's our AMA. You can post your questions in the chat room. You can do that. I'll see them there. And you can also post over in Twitter, hashtag F2B, hashtag F2BQ, and also over on our Facebook page, the Facebook radio page. And you can do that too as well. Let's see. Man, this is like the longest question ever. It is, I was thinking today about our own intellectual perception, whether it's a memory, imagination, dreams, fantasy, or projection, intuition, and how they might apply to different phenomenon or may be different or similar in terms of self-identification. Okay, I agree. I'm going to leave that right there. Okay. UFO tweets. Is that a real account? Okay, UFO tweets. Just a guy interested in disclosure from Australia. Will Jesse Ventura ever be a guest? Probably not. we were going to have Jesse on when we did the Observers and we did the film release because he was in the film. And so we got that all set up. And then he got sick. Or, he's old. He's old. And he had issues with staying up late to be on the show live. And we got it worked out. I'll give you 15 minutes. No, dude, 2 hours. And then he got sick. And that was, what was that, 2 years ago now? A year and a half, 2 years ago. And after that, the Observers came and went, and I just kind of lost interest in it. So probably not. And he's a great guy. I mean, I think he's a cool dude, but the opportunity has come and gone for that. Sorry about that, UFO tweets. Okay. Hey, JC, if you were stuck, this is from Ed. If you were stuck on a deserted island and could have only one of your crystal skulls with you for guidance, which one would you choose? I don't think there's any question about that. Jose would be my dude. I got a lot of crystal skulls too, but Jose, that's my man right there. That's my man. Look how crystal clear. Look at that. Just, you can see me through that. That's how clear that is. He's amazing. So, Jose, just clear quartz. Just a pure, clear quartz crystal skull. He's like the most active, and these skulls, some of them are just absolutely amazing. And some are more active than others. But Jose, that dude, yeah, he's incredible. He's incredible. Okay, let's see. Tracy says, ask, Jimmy, do you think the pyramids could have been done from a form of poured concrete? Great question. Now, I know that this theory has been put out there, this idea. And now, let's analyze that for a second. Why would that be 2.5 million stone? That's just one, right? You have Khafre next door. You have Khufu and Khafre, right? So 2.5 million each limestone blocks, and the red granite on the interior. That's a lot of stones. That's a lot of quarrying. 2.5 million blocks, and each one of them, 2.5, 3, 4, 5 tons each, right? Okay, so here's the idea behind that it would take so much to quarry and move those blocks that maybe, right? Maybe they poured them, mixed it up, had a form, and poured the blocks. Now, there is a lot of that makes sense. Now, it's an extreme technology, but then again, there was extreme technology to build the pyramids anyway. Okay, all right. Okay, here's the issue with that, though. All right? I'm not poo-pooing the idea, but if you, I'll pull up a video file. Let me pull up a video file. And I have this one right here. Okay. So now I can show you an example of what I'm talking about. If you were pouring the stones, then that means they would all be the exact same size. I think the pyramid would look totally different. It would be because when now here, I'll just in this video. You have to see this to believe me. Mute this so you don't have to hear me talking. You can see here that every single stone is different. Now, what they did do And this is what's crazy. I'll stop this right here. Look at the line of sight on that first row of blocks. It's all level. But the blocks themselves are all different sizes. So, and you can just see right here, right? So look, each one of those is different. Same height, but a different width. Every one of them. So I don't think there's two blocks here that are the same. So if you were pouring from a mold, you would see a very consistent, and you don't see that. Every single one is different and individualized. You can see it. Now, it's crazy that once you compound 2.5 million stones next to each other, how they can develop into these straight lines and perfection. But that's, on a grand scale. But look, I'm right up on these babies looking at them, and I can tell you that they're not the same. Now, somebody graffitied. You see that? It said Nara. But you can see, I don't think those are poured. No, I just don't. I don't feel it. They're all different. They're all just a little bit different. So there you go. Now, I considered this for a while because of speed, right? And instead of quarrying and moving these blocks and out of the limestone quarries and doing that, what if they were, man, mixing it up and pouring blocks and putting them in place, right? And you could do it as you were building the pyramid. You could pour the blocks from up top. You wouldn't have to you're just mixing stuff, right? That makes a lot of sense. Now, and here's another part that I think is pretty bizarre. What about, it's generally assumed that those pyramids, those blocks go all the way through, right? That's the calculation. It's 2.5 million blocks. How do we know that? How do we know what's on the inside? Could it just be filler? Could they have just laid like 2 rows of blocks on the outside and just filled the inside with dirt and rocks and rubble and then laid over, right? And then built up. What if the inside was soft, right? Garbage. I don't know. Okay. Let's see. Do you think, this is from Philip, do you think they had anything that could get hot enough to render the edges molten to custom fit them? Yeah. And you certainly see evidence of that in the Serapeum. And when you go, I would definitely say that's the case in Peru. But they, when you go around to these different temple sites and you really take a close look, there's some bizarre cutting that's going on there that you stop and wonder if that was cut that way. Of course, that's what everybody thinks, that they cut it that way. Or was it formed? Did they heat it? Yeah, I mean, it's totally possible. And how would they do that? I don't know. Build up a massive fire, right? Like a bonfire and a bunch of wood and coal on the side of a wall. So you have the rough cut stuff and you just light that thing on fire for a week and just, and then after a week, you just let that thing get, like when you're smelting metal, right? And then you pull that down, you look, and there's your perfectly formed wall. Yeah, it's a thought. That's a thought. That's a great question there. That's from Philip. Let's see. Who is next? What do we got here? Oh my God. Dyatlov Pass. Do you think the bodies were radiated? I think that's with a D, radiated, because that's radiated. I think you mean radiated. I don't know. I still, the Olive Pass, there's 100 reasons why it's an insane paranormal supernatural story, possibly ET. There's a lot of reasons for that, but paramount on the top of it is why make it top secret? Why bring in the KGB? If what's the reason for that? These are college students that are just going to go do some hiking. What's the big deal? And so why bring in the KGB and do this investigation? I don't know. The fact that it's cold and snowing and you're going to claw your way out of your tent and run buck naked. It's just weird. Just there's a lot of weirdness behind that. So yeah, I don't know. I do not know. Let's see. There is no meaning to life. I have no idea what that means. Let's see. What do you think is the meaning of life? That's easy. Happiness. You don't want to. Who wants to live life to be unhappy? Well, I certainly know a few people like that. But who wants to live life unhappy? Want to be happy? Some people find happiness in being dicks, right? But that's their happiness. But I think that everybody, the meaning of life is to find your bliss and be happy. And out of that comes growth and knowledge. No matter what you want to do, whatever it is. I did that Fader fact earlier about Elliot, 13 years old. Man, he's a physicist. That's crazy, right? That's what he wants to do. I bet you at the age of 13, he is really, really, really happy. So I think that's the meaning of life, right? To be happy. Find your bliss. Whatever it is. That stuff is nasty anyways, Jimmy. I have no idea. Let's see. Okay. Remember, all caps, everybody. NyQuil is not the same anyway. I don't. What's your favorite guitar pedal? I don't have any. Now, back in the day, I've got one guitar pedal. I've got. Should I tell you guys a little secret? I have a little practice rig in my living room next to my fireplace, and it's really cool. It actually sounds pretty cool. And in that rig, I have a TC Electronics reverb pedal, whatever it's called. So, but that's out there. In here, no pedals. Nah, no. Back in the day, Tube Screamer, yeah. MXR Phase 90, yes. Crybaby wah pedal, yes. I think I even had a Morley volume pedal at one point. I had a MXR graphic EQ. I think it was called a 10. And I at one point I had a pretty cool pedal board. I never used them. You had to have a pedal board to look cool. I never used them. I never stepped on them. Never found a reason. I just never did. It's just really weird. I just need a cable to go straight into the amp, some reverb to moisten things up, and that's it. I don't like delays. I don't like that sound. Wah is okay. Just got to notice that internet's going down 2 minutes ago. Oh, here it comes. Okay. Wow. Yeah, 2 minutes ago. All right. Restoration work has taken longer than expected. Our techs are continuing to work on the problem. Well, so far, everything's fine here, right? Yeah. Wow. Just came in right now. Just beep. Beep. All right. Let's see. Oh, here's a text. Here's a text question. This is from Carrie in Palm Springs. On your new series, Into the Vortex, I just watched episode 1, and it's fantastic. I thought it was a question, Carrie. You just said congratulations on the new series. Okay. All right. Let's see. From Casey. So, if there's aliens and if there's ghosts, do aliens have ghosts? Yes. Yes, I think that is true. Casey, I think that this is one of the best questions that anybody can ask. And I'll tell you why. It's physics, it's science. And if another dimension, a parallel world, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th dimensions, these other, the multiverse and all these other things that science is trying to convince us of, and rightly so, that what are ghosts, right? We want to equate ghosts to being a spirit, somebody that's passed, somebody that's dead, somebody that's in between, realities, or between heaven and hell and earth and whatever, right? Okay, so there's that. Then we have the issues of flying saucers just showing up out of nowhere and Bigfoot just showing up out of nowhere and then going back away. The same thing with things. And is there an interdimensional aspect to this? All right. So back to your point. Your question, if there's aliens, yes. And if there's ghosts, yes, do aliens have ghosts? Let's flip it around. Are we the ghosts to the ghost? Think about that, right? And so E.T., would E.T. be experiencing the same interdimensionality that we are? I would say yes. So are they questioning the same thing? Are ghosts interdimensional? Are they spirits? Are they our dead relatives? Maybe they've already figured that out. I don't know. But yeah, I don't think that, and I could be wrong here, but I don't think science and physics and consciousness is different in another galaxy or in another star system on another planet. I think the physics is the same. In this universe, you go into another universe, another multiverse, physics could be different. Gravity could be a little bit different. This could be a little bit, so the math and the numbers are different. But here, physics in this universe, I think, is the same everywhere. So, yeah, I think that aliens go through the same things that we do. Yep. Same thing with consciousness. I really do. I think that is a brilliant question. That is awesome right there. That's exactly. Okay. Let's see. After Egypt, what do you think is the meaning of life? Same answer. I had said that the one thing about Egypt that absolutely, there was two things that I came away from, which with Egypt, and it's not yet. The temples are great, and the Great Pyramid, and the Sphinx, and it's amazing. It's a spiritual journey. It's awesome. But the people of Egypt, man, are happy. They've got it figured out. So Phil, the stalker, Phil, are you my stalker? If you're not my stalker, change your screen name right now. Why would you say that? That's interesting. I kid. Egyptians, the people, the culture, are happy. It's bizarre, man. You haven't seen, what true happiness is? When you see a motorcycle with 3 or 4 people on it, one motorcycle, one little seat, everybody just jammed on this motorcycle, racing through traffic between cars at 60 miles an hour, no helmets. In front is a little girl. She's like 4. You got somebody else and whatever. And it's like the craziest, and everybody smiling. They've got it figured out. Happiness. Yeah. So thank you for that. Ultra Metal Pedal. Thank you for that, Phil. Let's see. I don't have time to answer this. Johnny's Free Man. Jimmy, what's the last song you got lost in or two? Man, it'd be like the last song I heard on the radio. You know what? You ready? I'm going to be straight. I can't fib. White Snake, Is This Love? Yep. Today in the car, in the rain, early this morning, and I had to go and pick some stuff up. Driving in the car, and there it is, iTunes, whatever. And I got sucked in. Yeah. That's such a great song. So, been listening to a lot of Van Halen. I always do, but I over the weekend, going back and listening to Fair Warning and Diver Down. Now, Van Halen 2's, like my favorite album of all time, but Diver Down and Fair Warning are so frigging good. And you find yourself getting lost in every single song there, man. I don't care if it's Dancing in the Streets. You get sucked in. But today, I was fully engaged to Whitesnake. Bigfoot versus Bears. Who would win? I think Bigfoot has got that completely figured out. You stand still. Bear comes up, does a sniff, walks away. Bigfoot just, you don't move. This is Fade to Black. It is Thursday night. It's Tuesday night. It's our Fade to Black F2B AMA. Your questions answered all night long. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. This is Fade to Black. Be right back after the short break. Stay with us.
Way out here, we listen to Jimmy Church.
You're listening to Fade to Black.
You're listening to Jimmy Church and Fade to Black on the X.
¿Qué tal, mis amigos? Yo soy Mario Carson, el tiburón, y los invito para que escuchen a mi buen amigo Jimmy Church Radio. ¡Claro que sí!
The Believer is the chilling true story of Dr. John Mack, a renowned Harvard psychiatrist and Pulitzer Prize winner.
This is an outreach program from the cosmos to the consciously impaired.
He risked it all to investigate human encounters with aliens. The Believer, Alien Encounters, Hard Science, and the Passion of John Mack. Written by award-winning former New York Times journalist and author Ralph Blumenthal. Now available in paperback from High Road Books.
Introducing the Game Changer blend from River Moon Coffee that delivers a customized blend made specifically for the Fadernauts. If the game is rigged, change the game. It's a bolder cup with some bite. Game Changer is the coffee of choice for those that prefer an organic dark roast that is slightly lighter and milder, but it's still dark. With wild notes of pecans and chocolate with a rich, balanced, full-bodied cup that is roasted to perfection for a great coffee to start your day, as an after-dinner coffee or anywhere in between. artisan, small batch roasted to perfection. USDA certified organic, all River Moon coffee is freshly roasted and packaged in the USA. Just go to rivermooncoffee.com or click on the banners over on our site and use the promo code F2B Blend for 15% off of your order today. rivermooncoffee.com. Do you want to be an official Fade or Not? Of course you do. This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black. Just go to our membership section at jimmychurchradio.com. Fade or Nots. When you think about the future of our country and where we're headed, do you wonder about the food supply? I do. Disruptions in the food supply chain could be disastrous, and they usually occur with little warning. That's why the smartest thing you can do today is to stockpile emergency food, water, and other essentials. I personally recommend My Patriot Supply. They're the nation's largest emergency preparedness company, serving millions of customers for more than a decade. In fact, they're the only source my family trusts for our preparedness plan. You should too. Right now, save 20% off a full 4-week supply of delicious meals that provide 2,000 calories a day. Saving 20% helps too, doesn't it? Especially now. So go to preparewithjimmy.com and get ready. That's preparewithjimmy.com. There's no time to lose. Do it now.
So, you love talk radio? Then you'll love TalkStreamLive.com. TalkStream Live is always on, 24/7 with the best streaming talk shows. Find your favorite talkers and discover some new ones. It's free, readily available online or on mobile with any smartphone or tablet. Finding your favorite talk shows all in one place has gotten a whole lot easier. Just go to TalkStreamLive.com. Be sure to download the free apps from Google Play or the iTunes App Store.
You listen to us, and we listen to you. And so does the CIA.
Hi, I'm Ray Sobbs, and I'm here to tell you about something I really think you're going to like. The UNX Network is a part of a larger group called UNX Media, and one of the things we offer is the quarterly UNX magazine, which is available both in print and digital formats. This amazing magazine covers all aspects of the unexplained and makes for a great coffee table periodical that is certain to spark enlightening conversations in your living rooms. We invite you to check out the latest digital issue for free. Just go to unxnetwork.com/membership and fill out your free membership with your name and email and become a new free member. The new summer issue is now available, and the theme is Time Anomalies, which includes a feature article written by our managing editor, Lee Spiegel. Just go to unxnetwork.com/memberships. That's unxnetwork.com/memberships and get your free e-copy of the UNX magazine today.
You are listening to Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Network.
Oi, oi, I'm Reese Evans. You're listening to Jimmy Church. This is Revolution. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution is on radio. Ciao.
Welcome back, Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Tonight, AMA, Ask Me Anything. Post your questions in Twitter, #F2BQ, #F2B. Post them in the YouTube chat. You can post them over on our Facebook company radio page. All right? I'll get to them all. Oh, well, I hope I do. Lord Nelson says, the Guess Who versus Rush versus Blue Rodeo. Who wins top Canadian rock band? Triumph. There you go. There you go. Triumph. Man, Triumph, Allied Forces. Great Triumph documentary came out this year, earlier, a few months ago. A tremendous documentary. And I mean, who knew? You know, and I mean, Triumph was one of those bands that got so big, so fast. And, you know, I saw them twice in concert. And one show, Triumph and Blackfoot. I'll never forget that, man, at Market Square Arena. Anyway, US Festival. Out of everything at the US Festival, Van Halen was not that good. Yeah, they were partying. Triumph, perfect. Scorpions were really good too. But Triumph, Judas Priest was pretty good too. But Triumph, that was the best performance at the US Festival. That was Triumph at their peak. And then, poof, gone. And the mystery behind Triumph, I mean, where did they come from? Who were they? What's going on? Why did they just disappear? You know, Gil is gone. You know, where'd that bass player go? You know, wait, Rick Emmett, what happened? They just like poof, gone. And you go and watch this documentary. But here's the thing. Jimmy, how can you say that? Rush is the best band to ever come out of Canada. Yeah, and guess who? Burton Cummings. Yes, I'm with you on that. Love Rush. I mean, I just love Rush. Triumph, for me, was the band. They just, man, you know, and so I would say, and I talk about this a lot, once or twice a year, I'll go back and I'll watch the entire US Festival performance. It's a great video. It's high def. The audio was perfect. And they were at the peak of their game. I mean, it's divine. It's a 3-piece band. Getting it done. You know, and then they just disappeared. So this new documentary comes out and they explain everything. I had no idea. I didn't. And so anyway, there you go. That answers your question there, Lord Nelson. Best rock band out of Canada? Triumph. All right. Let's see here. What's up next? Man, there's just so many. I'm going to go backwards. There's just too much. Oh man, I'm sorry. This is live radio, but this is really. Do you think we are the aliens? That's from Lisa Davey. I do. Of course we are. Of course we're the aliens. Depends on who we're aliens to. It can't be any more fundamental than this, Lisa. Okay, because I know what you're asking. Could the ET that we're seeing in the sky actually be us? Yes. Okay, so there's that part. You know, are we looking at us from the future? From the past? What if it's us from the past? You know, is that, yeah, that's entirely possible. At least some of what we're seeing could be that. Sure. Right? And going back to the interdimensional aspect, there's that. But then let's take this a step further, though, Lisa, because that's a great question. Thank you for it. Is, Lisa, if you and I jump on a starship and we go to another planet that's got life on it and we cruise through the sky, there's going to be some kid on his front porch looking up and then run in and tell mom and dad that he just saw a flying saucer. You know, and so we are the aliens in that aspect, you know, and then so now if we stay here on Earth, which I think is more direct what your question actually is what we're seeing us, right? Are those, I said, there's a strong possibility. Not all of them, not all of them. I keep going back to that beer can. Man, that beer can. I still, and Steve Murillo, thank God, man. One of my closest friends was sitting right next to me, and we got to see that together. And Lucinda was there, and I'm so happy about that. But middle of the day, and that many miles away, 14 miles, to see something that unusual. And when I go and hear, other people's accounts, a giant triangle or giant this, or, and they give their descriptions. This was not any of that. This was this going across the sky like that. Crazy. It made no sense. Yeah. So now, what was that? And how did it just disappear? Out of the sky. I mean, that's something that big. I didn't see it disappear. Steve did. It just fizzled out. What do you mean? It's gone. What? Was that E.T.? Don't know. Something from the future? Was it us? I don't know. I can tell you what it wasn't. It wasn't a weather balloon. Crazy. So, yeah, is E.T. us? Some of it very well could be. And I mean, I'm in the high 90 percentile of a statement like that. So there you go. I think that's an awesome question, Lisa. Let's see here. Let's see. Man, there's just so many. The band Society of the Damned had lyrics. Okay. What is the meaning to life? Okay, but you got to put it into a question. Lucky says, does Claudia Yeah, the answer is yes. You're correct there, Lucky. 100%. Yep. I don't think we're discovering anything new there. So the answer is yes. Lisa Davey, thank you. Triumph, lay it on the line. See, you guys get it. Let's see. Sue, how do you get a face to black t-shirt? You mean fade to black? Yeah, we just COVID and my normal t-shirt and hat place, that shut down. And everything it just got complicated, and PayPal got all messed up, and we had to go to another service, and then everything got lost, and it was just a mess. So I just decided to pull it all down, and when I hire somebody to just run that stuff, then we'll get it back up. Let's see. Jimmy. That made me laugh. Rick Roberts, will you pay for a blue check mark? No. What do you think of the people throwing a fit? Here's the thing. All right. The blue check mark was hard to get. All right. And it was there for people that had impersonators out there. And that goes for politics or for anybody famous with a name or a celebrity or whatever. And then you're going to have those parody accounts. And so the blue check mark once you proved who you were and you had a certain amount of credits and books or whatever it was, TV stations or whatever it is, politics, that you could prove that you were worthy of a check mark. And you also had to provide accounts that were doing a parody of you. At least I remember this from years ago. And so, and then, to get the verification meant something. All right. Now, paying for a blue check mark, that takes the value of it away. Who gives a crap? $8 a month. I mean, are you going to see me with the blue check mark? No. They totally just takes the value of it out. And it's just so, and I've read some of the, not all of it, but I've read some of the criticism of it. I've read Elon's, comments about this, and that it will help get rid of the bot accounts, because a bot account isn't, well, I just say this then. If you're going to go that far, then just put Twitter behind a paywall. That's it. $8 a month. And that's it. Everybody gets a blue check mark. Everybody that's on there has been verified that they're not a bot. You get one account per one credit card. That's it. So you don't have, some Russian bot machine room, something in the Philippines where you got, 100,000 people in a big warehouse all tweeting on sock puppet accounts, and having 1,000 accounts on one credit card, verified. No. One account, one credit card. Just put it all behind a paywall. I think ultimately that's what Elon should do. Now, if he's going to charge, if you're going to charge $8 a month and you're losing money, you've already fired, half of the staff. So shrink the size of Twitter, and maybe your advertisers will come back. And that's what I would do. I put Twitter behind a paywall. Put Facebook behind a paywall. That's it. And so if you're going to be there won't be any sock puppet accounts, and it'll clean things up, and you probably make a profit. So there you go. That's my take. That's what I would do. I remember, I've told people this story when I was sitting there with Jack Dorsey going, okay, what's Twitter again? Now explain this to me. Well, it's 128, in the thing. And I was like, what? Okay. So, all right, what? And this is cool because, well, say, all right. I guess I don't get it, man. I don't get it, but okay. And his vision, it was a nerd vision of what Twitter was back then and what it turned into. I think, and it got too big too fast. And yeah. So ultimately, I would just put the whole thing behind a paywall. That's what I would do. I will put the whole thing behind a paywall. Okay, let's go over here. 5 pipes on Triumph. Yeah, of course. The studio changed them around with their contract. Okay, all right. Jimmy, would you interview Robert Gilbert on the topic of Egyptian biogeometry about the discoveries of Dr. Ibrahim Karim? Send me his info. I don't know. I don't know about his work. Okay, so send me his info. Okay, let's see. Am I that far? You guys am I this far behind? Jimmy, have you heard from Lou? Nope. Nope. We chatted briefly a couple of months ago. Back when he was having that dust up with a few people on the line, and I just said, man, I'm not getting involved, bro. So not going to do it. Not going to do it. Don't care. And I told him, I said, man, if I was you, I'd just get off Twitter, man. Just get off Twitter. That was the last time I talked to him. So, okay. Let's see. This just came in via email. Do you think this is from Justin in Florida. Do you think humans originated from another planet? And what is the fastest car you have rode in? Fastest car? Lamborghini. I took that thing to, I've got pictures of it too. Put that thing to the floor. Yeah, up in Monterey. That was a lot of fun on the freeway. That's the fastest I ever drove. I think I rocked it up to about 150, 140, 150. Instantly, too, by the way. Instantly. It was a lime green Lamborghini. And it was a convertible. I think I had the top down. I got to go look at the pictures. Or was it a hard top? I've driven a few Lamborghinis. Okay, so that was that. Let's see. Do you think humans originated from another planet? Yes, I do. I firmly believe. Well, okay, I believe that DNA is universal. What is universal? Where's the universe? Universal. DNA is the same over here on this side of the universe as it is over here. I just think that it's universal. And the evidence of that drops through our atmosphere probably every single day. There are meteorites that are found that enter the atmosphere every single day. Little ones, right? Maybe a little bigger ones. Antarctica, you go out on the ice, because they get sucked in. You can see them on the ice, and they go out and collect them. That have amino acids on it. And so when you look at that, the idea of, panspermia, where the seeds of life, RNA, that's crazy to me, to have it come in on a meteorite, surviving in the vacuum of space. The fundamental sugars that make up amino acids and make up RNA are just dropping here. Well, if they're dropping here, they're dropping everywhere. It's the same thing. So, yes. I mean, just to answer that in a very direct way, the building blocks of life, there are only so many combinations of particles. That's it. How do you create a star? How do you create a star? You know what you need? You need two things to create a star. You need hydrogen, gas, and gravity. You got yourself a star. That's it. That's all you need. That's all you need. There are only, and so what happens after that, right? So the star forms, you got a dust cloud around it, and things start to lump up, and then the next thing you know, gravity coming up, now you got planets, and this happened, the creation of star systems is happening right now as I talk to you. Particles only combine so many different ways. It's not infinite. All right, look at the periodic chart. Right? There's only so many combinations. And so when we break things down further than that, and the combination of particles and what makes up these, these fundamental sugars and RNA and amino acids, it's just because it's everywhere. There's only so many, and the universe is a big, big place. I don't think you understand how big it is. So the chances of replicating the DNA that is here on this planet all over to the infinite throughout the universe? Absolutely. Absolutely. So why wouldn't E.T. step off of a flying saucer here on Earth with 2 arms, 2 legs, 10 fingers, 10 toes, 2 eyes, 2 ears, a mouth, a nose? Why not? Maybe even the same blood. Why not? So now, if we take this one step further, did E.T. escape a dying planet and show up here a couple 100,000 years ago? Sure. It's a possibility of that. Absolutely. The Anunnaki? Yes. Was Sitchin right? Probably. Yeah. I have an open mind when it comes to this, because you look at all the species that are on Earth, and you look at humans. What makes us so special? I mean, there are plenty of things out there that can kill us and eat us. Right? What makes us so special? I'm no match for a mountain lion, and neither are you, or a bear, neither are you. A pit full of cobras, that's a bad day. And you're out there. This is what's crazy. Why we are so special. That if you go back, 10,000 years ago, and out on the savannah, and you're with a tribe, and you've got your spears 20,000 years ago, and you're running for your life because you're being chased by a pack full of crazy things just chasing you down. You know who gets eaten? The dude that stops and goes, man, quantum physics. That's it, right? You're done. You got eaten. So what makes us so special? How did we move up the food chain to be number one on this planet? I don't know. So did E.T. come here fully developed? Did we just show up as Homo sapiens sapiens correct 200,000 years ago? And I would say the answer to that is probably, I think history is going to prove us right. Yeah, I say us, not me, because I listen to other people. But yeah, right? Think about it. This is Fade to Black. I am your host, Jimmy Church. Tonight is our Fade to Black AMA. Your questions answered all night long. I'll be right back after this short break. Stay with us.
Hi everybody, this is Rob Halford, the Metal Guard on JimmyChurchRadio.com.
Your 1 million gigawatt paranormal powerhouse, KUNX-DB, the X.
The Believer is the chilling true story of Dr. John Mack, a renowned Harvard psychiatrist and Pulitzer Prize winner.
This is an outreach program from the cosmos to the consciously impaired.
He risked it all to investigate human encounters with aliens. The Believer, Alien Encounters, Hard Science, and the Passion of John Mack. Written by award-winning former New York Times journalist and author Ralph Blumenthal. Now available in paperback from High Road Books.
Are you ready to read about true paranormal events? Unex Media publishes nonfiction books about UFOs, ghosts and haunted places, time anomalies, cryptid creatures, and more. Just like KUNX-DB Radio, it's all about unexplained phenomena. Visit www.unxmedia.com to see our list of great book titles by Debbie Ziegelmeyer, Gene Walker, Devin Listrom, Wayne Lawrence, Bill Spicer, and yours truly, Margie Kay. That's unxmedia.com.
This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black, and I only drink Fade to Black blend coffee from Rivermoon. Just click on the Rivermoon Coffee banner at jimmychurchradio.com. Promo code F2B Blend.
This is the only way forward.
This is Fade to Black. Make contact.
Ray Hobbs here, repping the X, and you're locked on to Fade to Black. with my homie Jimmy Church. Powered by the Fader Dots and the UnXNetwork.com.
I'll be the host and MC once again this year for the 2023 Conscious Life Expo, February 10th through the 13th at the LAX Hilton in Los Angeles, California. This is a 4-day live event featuring hundreds of speakers, exhibitors, and not-to-miss special events. Check this out. Linda Moulton Howe, Bashar, Deborah King, Daniel Sheehan, George Norrie, David Wolf, Sean Stone, Danny Brinkley, Susan Slaughter, the Leo King, David Palmer, Scott Walter, and another 200 inspirational speakers. Special events include a disclosure lunch with me, Expo's Got Talent, hosted by me, a seance with Susan Slaughter, the George Norrie Forum, and the Leo King is going to DJ at a dance party. Over 200 exhibitors, over 200 speakers. It's the biggest event of the year. Tickets are on sale now at ConsciousLifeExpo.com. For everything you need, info, tickets, schedule, and speakers, please visit ConsciousLifeExpo.com. Go back, Lee Tappy. When you take the beans from Central America with dashes of Indonesian and African mixed in and then roasted to the dark side of fade to black, you create the ultimate brew of fringe. Introducing the Fade to Black blend from Rivermoon Coffee. Yes, Rivermoon's darkest customized roast was created for the love of Fade to Black. The alchemy of masterful roasting and smoking the beans is in every sip of this full-bodied, dark Java. I need my coffee dark, deep, with distinct bittersweet chocolate highlights, just like the bunker. Leaning further into the darkness of the roast is Fade to Black blend from Rivermoon Coffee. Just click on the banner at jimmychurchradio.com and use the promo code F2B Blend for 15% off of your order today.
You want to know a secret? I love ponies. I really love ponies. I'm serious. I couldn't stay sane without ponies to brush.
Why Fade to Black? Because you never got that pony, damn it.
This is Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Radio Network.
Welcome back. Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. All right, 2 segments left. AMA. Fade to Black AMA tonight. Post your questions in the YouTube chat or over on Twitter, and I will get to everything tonight. The Mediterranean Chicken just posted LeVar Burton and tacos for breakfast. This is LeVar. Tacos for breakfast is the right tool for the job today. And there's LeVar. So I'm sitting here with my daughter, Nicole. We're on the back patio. And I swear, this is how it happened. She goes, well, and earlier this week I was, with so-and-so and LeVar, her dad. And I said, LeVar who? LeVar Burton. I go, what? She goes, yeah. I've known him since, I forget what she said, like 4th grade. I'm like, what are you talking about? She goes, my best friend, Bob. I go, yeah, that's her dad. Why am I finding out about this now? You're 27 years old. And I go, when did you see him last? She goes, like yesterday. I was like, what? Oh, man. And so, yeah. Trippy. Nicole, I hope I'm not saying too much about your personal life, but man, that blew my mind. I couldn't believe it. She's like, yeah. Well, just LeVar. I go, anyway. All right, post your question. We got 2 segments left. Jessica Rodriguez. Let's see here. I'll just pop it up here. What was your favorite part of taping the Into the Vortex, and what was your favorite guest question and answer? Now, Jessica, I would love to answer this, and I'll tell you what. I will really answer this after season 1 is done. All right, I can't do that now before the season premieres. I mean, before the season finishes. That wouldn't be cool. No. And the upcoming episodes and all of that, I don't know how Gaia does that. So will they put? I don't know. I don't know. So that would be giving away too much. But what was my favorite part of taping Into the Vortex? I can comment on that a little bit. And Scott Walter and I went into this a little bit last night. But my favorite part about this show is that I'm bringing on I'm booking the guest, right? That's it. I have control of that. And so I am able to bring on not only the most interesting, but the most interesting to me, where I know that the conversation is going to be dynamic. And that part of it was a relief. It's a lot of work. It's a very, very stressful environment. Very, Now, let me explain something to everybody. You hear people talk about stage fright. They can't go out on stage. They can't go in front of a crowd. They freak out. I get that. All right. I totally understand that. All right. So take that element, right? And then go 180 degrees in the opposite direction, where you're not allowed to have stage fright, number one. And number two, when those red lights go on and that director says action, I cannot mess up a word, a sentence, a comma, a period, an idea, a thought. I have to steer the conversation. I have to be on point. I have to suck the knowledge out of somebody. And all of that, it takes a certain, and yeah, it's ego, it's knowledge, it's confidence, it's pressure. And I'm telling you, it is a bag of nerves where you have to control all of that. And so the pressure. So we wrap, right? Thank you. The guest is going to go over here. They're going to take photographs. So we got a photographer and a stage over here, and they're photographing them. I'm out. I got to go. I got a wardrobe change, makeup, all of that. It's 10 minutes have gone by. I'm now in new clothes. A shot of coffee. Okay, say hello to the next guest. 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Okay, let's go. Boom, back in. The other guest is walking out. Thank you. It's great to see you. I'll see you at dinner tonight. They're walking out. I walk back in. I sit down, get out my cards. Okay, you guys ready? All right. Okay. You good? Everybody good? Everybody good? And action. It's like that. I don't have the and so the best part of shooting Into the Vortex is knowing that who is sitting in front of me is somebody that I'm comfortable with, and that you can go through and get this done. It's a tremendous amount of mental, and after 10 hours, 8 hours, 10 hours of doing this, 4 shows. And I'm just like, oh my God, and now we're going to take everybody out to dinner and going to continue this. And it's exhausting. I mean, it's brutal, and I wouldn't change anything. I wouldn't change it for the world. So that's the best part of it is having the right guest, because of the mechanics of it and the logistics of going through. And I want everybody just to think about that. Do you have stage fright? Well, imagine having to deal with that, and then all of that back to back to back to back to back to back to back. It's a performance, and you got to do 4 of those in a day. It's not like go to a club and you play for half hour or an hour and your set is over, go back and do it again. I do it again. And so the best part of it is just having the right guest at the right time. I'll answer the second part of this question later on. Okay. Let's see. Phil the Stalker again. What is the best part of being you? Tonight, right now. It's the best part of being me. Hanging out and just doing this. I mean, somebody pinch me, right? It's just, yeah. There you go. Let's see. There was another question about, where did that go? Somebody just posted a question about the Ibanez gem. Am I still working on it? I don't even have it in here. No, it's packed. It's not in here right now. But yeah, I finished it. It's a great guitar. I don't have it in here right now, so nobody knows what you're talking about. No, it's not in here. Sorry, bro. It's a good guitar, though. It's a good guitar. I would have to leave. You know what? I'll do it after the break. I'll show you something that I just had custom built and bring it in here. Yeah, it's not in here. No, it's packed away. I'll do it during the break. It's worthy. It's worth it. It's worth it. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Okay. Let's see. Van Halen Jackson 5 Dancing Machine. Oh, you guys are still talking about that? Let's see here. What's this? It took me 15 years before I watched Avatar. It'll probably be longer when I get on Twitter. That's a great statement. I'll tell you why. Avatar, I saw it in 3D. Okay. So I go with my daughter Nicole and Deanna. We sit in the front row and we got those 3D glasses on. I'm not kidding. We're like in the front row, second row, front row. Boom. And it was awesome. All right. That Dolby DTS 3D, the big plastic glasses, not the cheap one, like the real. Wow. Right. Okay. So, and that was a really, really fun way to see Avatar. Then I didn't watch it again for probably 10 years. And I went back and I forgot how good it was. Avatar was really, really good. Avatar 2 is coming out, right? It's coming out. But it was, I want to say, it might have been 15 years in between. I watched it about a year ago. And I forgot how good it was. That's a really good point. Okay. Jimmy, what do you think of Gerald Clark's work as an electromechanical engineer and programmer in the neural network AI systems? He is like my hero, like Professor Gerald Robotnik, but in the flesh. Gerald Clark, I think he passed away. He did. Gerald was somebody that very, very early on, I mean, way before Fade to Black, I was always fascinated with him and the way that he spoke and handled himself. And I know that, he had a couple of companies that he was running and his comments about the Anunnaki. I think I had him on Fade to Black once. Maybe not. Maybe I did. Did I have him on Coast? It was a long time ago. Yeah. And then something, I don't know where, I mean, for me, I lost interest. It's weird. I mean, I haven't seen Gerald Clark's name. It's been many, 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 many years. It's been many years. Yeah, I heard I heard that he passed away. Oh, yeah, somebody just said, yeah, R.I.P. Gerald. Yeah. There you go. Okay. Next. Is there anyone you are dying to interview? All of your faded black years, and it just hasn't happened. You know what? I'm going to say no. There are a few that I didn't get a chance to interview that have left this earth, like Lloyd Pye. I am totally bummed about that. Lloyd was somebody that I was just so wrapped up in. I mean, just love the guy. I did a Lloyd Pye special, 4 or 5 years ago. And yeah, Lloyd Pye. Now, is there somebody? No, I've interviewed everybody. Now, is there anybody on the long, like the unreachable? I would like to, excuse me, Sammy Hagar. Now, he had a download experience that he wrote about in his book. He's in his bedroom. This light pipe came down, plugged into his head from a flying saucer above his house. And that's a great conversation. Something in my throat. And so I tried to reach out to him. His manager, I don't know if it was his manager, booking agent, or whatever, but so I exchanged a couple of emails. And this is the email that I got back. You ready? 5 minutes, $10,000. I was like, what? I wrote him back, no, 2 hours for free. No. 5 minutes, 10 grand. And that was the end of that. That was the end of Sammy Hagar. Now, I have a couple of sideways roads into Sammy. And his booking agent or his manager, whoever, turned me off so much that I just... and I thought, what a great conversation that would be. That would be awesome. Not Eddie Trunk, Eddie doesn't know any, me being able to get into Sammy's head, and Sammy could actually address this and talk about this, and I could stir this up and get this out of him. It would have been amazing. So yeah. So is there somebody that I would like? Yeah, it would be Sammy Hagar. Right now, today, it would be Sammy Hagar. I think that would be a great conversation, but 10 grand, 5 minutes. There you go. Let's see. Jimmy, will you do a follow-up episode with Dr. Jonathan Reed? Yeah, I think it's possible. I mean, I like him. I like the guy. So there you go. Let's see. If there was life out there, what type of music would they listen to? Oh, I like this already. Or which genre will be the closest to E.T. tunes, funk, jazz, or techno? You ready? Miles Davis. E.T. would listen to Miles Davis. They would understand Miles Davis. The other day I was driving around and boom, got my iTunes jazz channel on and So What comes on. Oh my God. It's just brilliant. E.T. would get Miles Davis. Kind of Blue, Sketches of Spain, Bitches Brew. Would totally get Miles Davis. And now that's on the one side. E.T. jazz, Miles Davis. There's an intelligence there in that music, and it's so simple. I mean, it's not a big band. You've got piano, bass, drums, trumpet, sometimes sax, Coltrane. That's it. Wow, Sketches of Spain, that was a big band and things. But you understand where I'm going with this. Just a huge sound and such intelligence behind it. So, yeah, Miles Davis. Plus, Miles looks like an ET. And then the extreme, the flip side to that, I would go two directions. I would go Jimi Hendrix. ET would get Jimi Hendrix, and ET would get Michael Jackson. Yep. So that kind of makes sense, too, if you think about it. All black dudes. All black musicians. Wow, isn't that weird? Miles, Jimmy, Michael. There you go. All right. No, I don't think E.T.'s listening to EDP. Or what's that? Electric dance, EDM. No, that's not E.T. It's so funny when you're watching some science fiction movie and, they're on the outer planets, they're in another thing. And, they go into the E.T. bar, there's always in the, no. Like that's supposed to be futuristic. It's no. E.T. is not listening to EDM. Okay. Elvis Presley. Yeah. You're right. Yeah, put Elvis in that list. I think E.T. would get. I am so thank you for that, Lord. I listened to Aloha from Hawaii the other day. And I was driving back from where was I driving back from? It was an airport. Coming home, and I had about an hour on the road. And so in my library, on my phone, pops up Aloha from Hawaii. It's like, man, let's let this baby run. Let's just go. And I listened to it all the way home. And it's such divine perfection, that concert. And for Elvis to live, right? Via satellite around the world, live, walk out on stage, bust that out, and an hour later just walk off, mic drop. Whew, man, not a bad note. So you're right about that, Lord. Okay, let's see here. Where can I purchase hydrogen gas? I crashed my car doing 140 miles an hour. That must have been nasty. Okay, let's see. Would the heaviest metals of the solar system be closest to the sun? And is Mercury made of iron and gold? I don't know. What's Mercury made out of? It'd be molten iron and molten gold being that close to the sun. I don't know. So you're saying that because of gravity? Yeah, it's an interesting point. Huh. Well, what's more attracted to gravity? I don't know. You remember the old Isaac Newton, right? You drop a feather and a rock and they both hit the ground at the same time. Right? So maybe it wouldn't matter. Wow. That's got me thinking. That's a really, really good question. Let's see here. There have been 27 fatal mountain lion attacks in 100 years. People need to stop giving them a bad rep. No, people are smart. They walk away from mountain lions. Yeah. So there you go. Let's see here. Let me get something in before. Okay, you guys, you're repeating questions. Let's see. Okay. Jimmy, what is your fast food fix? Would it be In-N-Out Burger or Sliders or, well, I don't think in the fast food world, I don't think there is anything better than an In-N-Out double and an In-N-Out chocolate shake together. It's with grilled onions, by the way. It's a magical, divine, godlike, religious, spiritual experience. And I will never, ever, ever forget my friend Rob in his van. I just get to LA. It's like my first night in Los Angeles. First night. Second night. Right in there. Takes me to In-N-Out on Foothill Boulevard in Pasadena. And I watched what everybody, and they were all freaking out. You know, I was like, okay, all right. And Rob orders for me. That first bite, I could not believe what I was experiencing. I could not believe it. And it's still the same to this day. And then, so you do that, and then you hit that chocolate shake, and it's a different experience. It's incredible. It's incredible. So whenever I have somebody that comes in from out of town, they've never been to In-N-Out, they always do the same thing. Hey, man, can we go to In-N-Out Burger? Yeah, we can. Because I want to watch them freak out just like I did that first time. It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. I like sliders, though. I like White Castle. I like Tommy's Burgers. Yeah. There you go. But, there's nothing like In-N-Out Burger. Oh, man, I got to get to a break. Oh, I'm gonna go grab this guitar too. Randy Rhoads is my favorite. Man, there's just so many. I am like I'm scrolling past questions. There are so many in there. Let's take our break. I'll be right back. This is Fade to Black. It is our Fade to Black AMA tonight. We got one segment left. I'm your host, Jimmy Church, and I will be right back. I'm going to go grab something very special. Yeah, I'll be right back. Stay with us.
You're listening to Jimmy Church and Fade to Black on the X.
Hey, what up, y'all? It's your girl Vivica Fox here, and you are listening to my boy, Jimmy Church, on JimmyChurchRadio.com.
Despite popular opinion, reading a book will not make you smarter.
But listening to Jimmy Church will.
I'll be the host and MC once again this year for the 2023 Conscious Life Expo, February 10th through the 13th at the LAX Hilton in Los Angeles, California. This is a 4-day live event featuring hundreds of speakers, exhibitors, and not-to-miss special events. Check this out. Linda Moulton Howe, Bashar, Deborah King, Daniel Sheehan, George Norrie, David Wolf, Sean Stone, Danny Brinkley, Susan Slaughter, the Leo King, David Palmer, Scott Walter, and another 200 inspirational speakers. Special events include a disclosure lunch with me, Expo's Got Talent, hosted by me, a seance with Susan Slaughter, the George Norrie Forum, and the Leo King is going to DJ at a dance party. Over 200 exhibitors, over 200 speakers. It's the biggest event of the year. Tickets are on sale now at ConsciousLifeExpo.com. For everything you need, info, tickets, schedule, and speakers, please visit ConsciousLifeExpo.com. Go back, Lee Tappy.
This is Billy Carson, founder and CEO of ForbiddenKnowledge.tv. ForbiddenKnowledge.tv is the fastest growing and one of the most watched networks in the world. And I would like to personally invite you to check out our expanding library of TV, film, lectures, and special presentations. ForbiddenKnowledge.tv has over 6,000 videos covering lost history, health, UFOs, spirituality, and our future. We are committed to our community, and with my personal invitation, you can right now get your own free 30-day membership at ForbiddenKnowledge.tv. Your own library of information starts today at ForbiddenKnowledge.tv.
Your 1 million gigawatt paranormal powerhouse, KUNX-DB, VX.
Are you ready to read about true paranormal events? Unix Media publishes nonfiction books about UFOs, ghosts and haunted places, time anomalies, cryptid creatures, and more. Just like KUNX-DB Radio, it's all about unexplained phenomena. Visit www.unxmedia.com to see our list of great book titles by Debbie Ziegelmeyer, Gene Walker, Devin Listrom, Wayne Lawrence, Bill Spicer, and yours truly, Margie Kay. That's unxmedia.com.
Introducing the Game Changer blend from Rivermoon Coffee that delivers a customized blend made specifically for the Fadernauts. If the game is rigged, change the game. It's a bolder cup with some bite. Game Changer is the coffee of choice for those that prefer an organic dark roast that is slightly lighter and milder, but it's still dark. With wild notes of pecans and chocolate with a rich, balanced, full-bodied cup that is roasted to perfection for a great coffee to start your day, as an after-dinner coffee or anywhere in between. Artisan, small batch roasted to perfection. USDA certified organic, all Rivermoon coffee is freshly roasted and packaged in the USA. Just go to rivermooncoffee.com or click on the banners over on our site and use the promo code F2B Blend for 15% off of your order today. rivermooncoffee.com.
Are you intrigued by Paranormal Talk Radio? You'll love the new Paranormal Radio app from TalkStream Live. You'll find a great selection of talk shows covering UFOs, ghosts, strange phenomena, and much more. Download the Paranormal Radio app now and start listening to the very best in paranormal talk entertainment, including the network you're listening to right now, the Paranormal Radio app, free in Google Play and the iOS App Store.
Erica, Brittany, Gabby, and you're listening to JamieChurchRadio.com.
It's not a lifestyle we chose. We were born this way.
This is KJCR at JimmyChurchRadio.com.
All right. Welcome back, Fade to Black. It's our AMA. We try to do this once a month. I would like to do more of them, actually. They're just so much fun to do. All right. So I said that I would go grab something special, and I did. It took about a year to get this. All right. You ready? You ready? It's friggin' cool. Look at that. This is a very rare Takamine solid body. This is 19. Are you ready? This guitar was built in 1982. And these were built for Takamine by Jackson Guitars in Japan. It's a very, very, very rare guitar. And so I got it, and then I had Pat Wilkins paint it. It's got a scalloped fretboard. Look at that. Scalloped, man. Friggin' scalloped. So anyway, and then I had rainbow chrome. It's rainbow chrome. Look at that. Chrome, rainbow chrome tuners, right? And then the original guitars came with DiMarzios. I'm a Seymour Duncan guy. And you can see the rainbow chrome pickup rings. So these are DiMarzio Super Distortions that I had custom done, one in red, one in green. And it's neck through. And there you go. This is a very, very rare guitar. Tiny. It's tiny. It's a little itty bitty here's a guitar pick. That shows you how tiny. This thing is itty bitty, man. But really, really, really happening. Really, and to have a scallop neck, which is the only scalloped guitar that I have. So this was just done. It took about a year to have this thing built. Look at the scallops, man. Look at that. So and I told Pat, I said, dude, I want the ultimate 1980s Sunset Strip guitar like C.C. DeVille would play in Poison at the Roxy in 1984. And so we went with Lamborghini green. It's literally Lamborghini. This is Lamborghini green car paint. I'm not joking. That's what it is. And I did everything else. I mean, he built it, put it together, and did everything. But I'm talking about I picked out all the parts and the colors, and I just went with the brightest thing. And so what you're seeing here doesn't do it any justice compared to what it's like in person. But there you go. Isn't it beautiful? So I've had it for like 2 days. Just still in its case. So there you go. Sweet, huh? Sweet. All right. Speaking of guitars, is that LaSoy Boutique? I wonder how you say that. Jimmy, how about Satch for a guest? You're right about that. He's in Aliens. He is. Done albums about aliens, surfing with the alien. And he's so nice. Yeah, he is very cool. I've met him a few times. He's very nice. So I agree. She's talking about Joe, or she. I don't know if that's a she. Joe Satriani. Yeah. I think. He's somebody I can get to. I can get to Satch. Yeah. I remember 86. Right, like right in there. Satriani is just starting out. And he plays the Roxy. And he plays 2 shows in one night. And he had a stand-up comedian open for him. I'm not kidding. Not an opening band. He had a stand-up comedian. I saw both shows. I saw the stand-up comic twice. I saw Satch play twice. And I remember this is the old version of him too, because now he's great. He's amazing. But he's kind of a parody of himself now. I mean, because back then it was a totally fresh approach and a way of playing and things. And I'm not saying that in a bad way. I'm saying that in the nicest of ways. But I'm there and I watched both, and I'm thinking to myself, this guy right now, at this moment, right now, on this stage, might be the best guitar player in the world. He makes it look so easy, and it sounds so good, and it's so fluid and so effortless that I've never changed that opinion of him. He's just a fluid, effortless. He just makes it look easy. He does. He makes it so easy. Cool dude, too. What was that other band he had? Chicken Foot? Was that him? Chad Smith? Right? Who was the bass player in that band? Was it Michael Anthony? Man, I don't want to get that wrong. Okay, anyway. Moving on. 2 BAMs over Solid State. Yeah, come on. Get that out of here. I've got a lot of both. There is nothing like a tube amp. There's something about solid state, right? Even hybrid, tube preamp with a solid state power amp output section. The hybrids. There are things. The reason why solid state is cool sometimes is a modeling situation, like a modeling amp, like I have right here, and you can just dial in. I just don't like the delay of the modeling. It delays. You can get creative in all those effects, and you can, choose stuff. And if you really tweak and you really sit there and turn knobs, you can dial them in pretty good. I just don't like the delay. And so you go and you twiddle and you noodle and you mess around on a solid state amp and modeling, and you kind of get used to the delay, right? There's just a slight nanosecond of a delay, but it's there. And then you turn around and you plug into a tube amp. Like, it's direct. There's this thing. It's direct. It's instant. It's now. And it resonates through your whole. There's a tube amp, just resonates. Everything vibrates at the same time. It's this resonating thing that happens. And then, I swear, every time I do that, I go back to solid state. And I'm like, I'll never play them again, but I do. But yeah, tube is the only way to go. All right, Olivia says, I love that color. Yes, 1.5 billion watched that concert. Yes, they did. Talking about Elvis Presley. Yogi, Jimmy, my mom is coming to Indy. Where should I take her for dinner? What? You're in Indy. You know what to do. You mean, is your mom coming from Indy out to L.A.? I don't understand the question. You know where to go in Indy? I have no idea. A good restaurant in Indy? I don't know. Waffle House, man. Take her to Waffle House. Take her to Cracker Barrel. Take her to Perkins. I don't know. I don't know of good restaurants in Indy, like top shelf. I don't know. I have no idea. That's it's a great question. I don't know. Unless you're not asking it correctly. Let's see. Love you, Jimmy. Thanks for the awesome show. Man, we're almost out of time. Okay, look. It's like the 5th time that question has come up. I got that in email. It was in Twitter. Now it's over here. I've already answered it. Jesse Ventura is not going to be on the show. All right. Okay, let's see. Okay, I'm going to go to the end. And I'm going to go backwards. It's too much. It's too much going on here. Oh, my God. Yes, Indy is in Indiana. Okay, let's go backwards. Warren Haynes is my favorite guitarist. The Chemical Brothers. Yeah, love the Chemical Brothers. Let's see. You've got to hear Eric Gales on guitar. Listen, this is in Memphis. Okay, so check this out. When I worked at the Omni New Daisy on Beale Street, and Mike Green, I wonder if he's still around. He was the manager of that place. So Eric Gales, he was probably 18, 17 years old, 18. And he's playing the Omni New Daisy. And I think I'm a stage manager. I was running monitors and introducing the bands and stuff. And I stood there and watched Eric Gales, just a little kid, man, like this tall, little skinny dude. And I was like, oh my God. Like for real. Oh my. right? Now, he went on to do his thing and stuff, but I'm just glad that somebody had the vision, that long ago to recognize his talent. But yeah. Yep. Joe Satriani is Kirk Hammett's teacher. He was also Steve Vai's teacher. As a matter of fact, back in the day, okay, let's go back in the day. Yeah, Summer Song. Yeah, that's pretty good. John Bon Zombie. Favorite Satriani song, Summer Song. That's a good one. Back in the day, so when Steve Vai just started to come out, and he was playing with Frank Zappa, and his Guitar Player magazine would have these flexi disc or something, and you would take them out, and then you would have to tape a quarter to the, you put it on the record player, you tape a quarter to it to weigh it down, and then you would play. And Guitar Player had Steve Vai's The Attitude Song. I get that. I get that. And I record it onto a cassette deck. I'm not making this up. And I'm like, doom, 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 ding, 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 and ding, 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 ding. And I'm like, what, wait, what? So anyway, so I get into Steve Vai. And then there's this interview. And he goes, well, I'm paraphrasing, this is 40 years ago. But he goes, yeah. But you got to check out my guitar teacher, Joe Satriani. And I think at that time, Satriani was playing with, this is early 80s, 81, like right in there, 81, 82. And he was playing in the Greg Kihn band. Remember Greg Kihn? Our Love's in Jeopardy. Remember that? So the Greg Kihn band. And Satriani was a guitar player. And I think it was Greg Kihn, one of those San Francisco bands. And I was like, so who is this Joe Satriani guy? And when Steve Vai said that, because Steve Vai was transcribing Frank Zappa stuff, and that little EP came out, it was called Flexible, and with the Attitude Song on it, Steve Vai burst out onto the scene, and he turns around and goes, you got to check out my guitar teacher, Joe Satriani. And that's, so yes, also apparently Kirk Hammett and, anybody else that was anything up in San Francisco at the time. Man, I got that on my brain, the Attitude Song. And then right after that, in the 80s, Steve Vai did the rounds, right? He was in Alcatraz, he was in Whitesnake, and he was in this, and he was in that. But then he joined one album, Public Image Limited, PIL album. The generic, the album was called Album. It was white and blue. The CD was called CD. The cassette was called Cassette. That album, Black Rubber Bag. Oh, man. Yeah. Steve Vai, man, he changed things. All because of Satriani. Let's see. Where did I just see? Man, these questions are just blowing by. Would I interview Elon Musk? Nah, I don't give a crap. I don't give a crap. And see, the thing is, hold on a minute. The thing is, man, Elon, who I have a lot of respect for, kind of blowing it, man, in a lot of people's eyes. I think a lot of people that really looked up to him, and I mean, Tesla and SpaceX and, just stuff, it's just awesome. Kind of blowing it. So I don't know. I have no interest. I have zero interest. I would have done it before he bought Twitter. Yeah, it's a different conversation now. Nah. Okay. Which would you prefer, Rick and Morty's portal gun or Bill and Ted's time machine? Portal gun. Going with the portal gun. That's a tough one, though, man. I had to think about it. Because that time machine, the phone booth, that was pretty amazing. It was pretty amazing. But the portal gun. Yeah, but the pink sauce. Sneeze came out of nowhere. All right. Phone booth all the way. Bogus, dude. Yeah, I know. That's a tough one. I don't know where to go. That's a tough one. The thing is, I've changed my mind on time travel. All right? I've changed my mind. And I've talked about this so much. But let me tell you what I have done here. I've changed my mind. And the reason why, animal style fries in and out. The reason why I would only time travel as an observer. That's it. I would only time travel to observe, to see something. I don't want to time travel to change the past. No, I don't want. I like my life the way it is, and if you go back, there's nothing that I would have done differently. Everything, the good and the bad, all happened for a reason. And if I went back in time and screwed up something, and then my beautiful daughter, Nicole, isn't born, what? Why would I? No, I don't want any of that to change. You know, I go back and change things to whatever, and suddenly I'm not hosting this show, right? That I'm doing something else. I'm a doctor. I'm a banker. I own a fast food restaurant. Whatever. And I'm not doing this. Why would I change that? That's the problem with time travel, where we romanticize the time travel aspect, that we want to go back and fix that lost love, that relationship that we screwed up and that we felt bad about, you know, and you know, go back and the one that got away, or whatever, lottery tickets, whatever it is that you just want to go back in time and change something and make it different. Then wherever you are today all of that goes away. All of it. You're just off onto another path. And I wouldn't do that. Now, I would time travel if I'm just observing. I wouldn't romanticize it and go back and make myself the world's greatest guitar player or the world's greatest comedian or an actor or the world's richest person or whatever, something that, you know, go back and that the one that got away, whatever it is. You know, no, I wouldn't, because once you go and do that, everything else from that point forward is different. I am here today because of all of the mistakes and the good stuff and the bad and everything else that happened to me in my life. And I had a screwed up, you know, it wasn't an easy road, man. It wasn't an easy road, but I wouldn't change it. You know, I wouldn't. I remember I was in third grade. My mom was poor. Parents got divorced, and my mom was raising 5 kids, 1972, 1971, and it was bad. Okay, it was just a bad situation. But, you know, she did the best that she could. And I remember wearing the same brown jeans to school every day. Think about that. And they were given to me by our neighbors. And they were brand new. And we were poor. I wore those same jeans every single day, but they fit me good. And that was it. Now, I didn't think anything about it until I get pulled in, to the principal's office and the nurses in there. Is everything okay at home? Yeah, what's going on? Well, I kind of noticed you've been wearing the same clothes every day for a year. Well, whatever. No, everything's fine. Now, would I change that? No. Why would I? That's all part of life's experiences, and my mom got through that. I got through that, but so to romanticize time travel, to go back and alter something like that, for my parents not to get divorced or whatever, then this right now isn't happening. My daughter's not born. Why would I mess anything like that up? No, I wouldn't do it. Nope. I wouldn't change the past. Nope. Just wouldn't do it. Okay. John McLaughlin and Jimi Hendrix were Jeff Beck's teachers. I'm not going with that, Philip. I'm not going with that. Hendrix did go over to England to become famous. It just wasn't happening over here. He goes over there and the same managers and stuff. But I don't think that Jeff Beck was already the greatest guitar player in the world by the time all that happened. The Yardbirds and all of that. No, I don't think that was the case. What was the other part? John McLaughlin? I don't know. I don't know if John McLaughlin. I don't know. Maybe. I thought Jeff Beck was older than all those guys. So I don't know. So with that, what a great show tonight. Just thank you, everybody. Again, this is why I wouldn't change anything in my life. No, I wouldn't time travel because I get to do this and hang out with you. Now, tomorrow night is Fader Night's going to be open lines all night long. And then I want to remind everybody, Thursday night is Linda Moulton Howe. And just thank you. It's a humbling experience for me to just be able to come in here and hang out with all of you. It's perfect. Love AMAs. Fade to Black is produced by Hilton J. Palm, Renee, Dennis, and Kevin. Announcers are Steve Harder, Gene Vitola, Mark D. Kovar. Webmaster is Drew the Geek. Music, Doug Aldrich. Intro, Spaceboy. SpaceboyMusic.com. Fade to Black is produced by KJCR with the Game Changer Network, and this broadcast is owned and copyrighted 2022 by Fade to Black and the Game Changer Network, Inc. It cannot be downloaded, copied, rebroadcast, or used anywhere in the known universe without written permission from Fade to Black or the Game Changer Network. I'm going to Jimmy Church. Tomorrow night is Fader Night. Open lines. Everybody be safe. Go Beckley Tappy. Peanut butter and jelly? I know you are.